So it's not necessarily you have to be in that top 1%. If you're in the top 500 for some of the reasons, the top $2,000 for others, you have a chance to win a little bit of cash. I mean, that's a solid amount of V-Bucks.
I'll take some cash for playing video games. That's awesome. Yeah, get your hands on the skin of your favorite. We're checking now in with Atlantis Majin, however you want to pronounce it. Let us know which one you prefer, buddy, because at this point, you can be called whatever you want as you run significant lobbies. What we mean by that, the players in the top 10, once you get up there, you're all matched with players close in points to you. You're playing against the best of the best. You had to be in the top 3,000 to get here, but now you could directly take somebody else out of a spot if you eliminate them. Majin and Benji in particular were, I think, 4th and 6th the last time we looked at the leaderboards, so they're right on top of each other. Yes, and they need to secure this. You never know who's going to come up from the bottom, too. It's not just each other they're facing, it's the 3,000 people, like we said earlier, sitting on 5 eliminations. That is not his, that is his trap. Thankfully, gets down to 2K, but does get poisoned a little bit, is going to be ticking for some health, but finds a med kit. Yeah, finds 2 med kits right now. That poison trap is a 10 damage for 8 ticks, 80 damage total, but because he got the siphon going off, no problem there. As we take a look at this wide view, you have VR Refscar on ultimate high as he starts to work down. You have Osmo, one of the other boys from Secret. We saw him pop off with his partner Milan in the last duos competition in the Lux Cup, but Cooler's Geber as well on the low ground. 5 elims right now. Sundown, that's amazing. The boom bow, the RPG, the legendary pump, and that heavy sniper to utilize that instant wall break right here. Amazing, amazing. He is on that low ground though, which some people think of as a disadvantage, but the way that we've seen players play today, it is not a disadvantage. Getting 2 clean shots onto his opponents and 2 eliminations put him back at 162 health. 12 minimum from him there as Refscar does pick up another elim on the middle ground. So you have Bleak 23 in the top right on the middle tarp. You have Geber on that ultimate low ground now trying to break through the metal of these players now. Does have that higher health. It's harder to break through, but gets a little bit of space now. Refscar ultimate high. You have Paco and Geber going for a retake, and he gets right up there. Brilliantly done. So now he's on the 2nd level. Osmo on ultimate low. Refscar trying to cover as Majin picks up Paco, and we have our top 5. So it's all about eliminations and victory royales now, Kitty. Refscar, ultimate high. Geber, 1 tarp beneath. That's the fight to keep an eye on. Will Geber be able to get clear of that? Osmo does get some bandages off as Majin gets picked up by Osmo, who's ducked out of the storm to try and find some shots. Refscar and Geber working. Geber drops to a down. Can he convert? Yes, Geber does. It's Geber versus Bleak. This is the Geber show. The player from Cooler dropping down. Can he find it? Yes.
Will he get it? Yes, he does. Geber picks up the elimination. Bleak ticks down to the storm. Great work from Geber. 1 from Brazil, 6 from NA East later, and 2 from NA West. We'll be covering all of the action here, and I mean, it's been so ridiculous so far already, Kitty. Yeah, today's games have been amazing. EU really pulling it out. So entertaining for us to watch and to cast. And I'm just excited to see what all these guys are capable of. Like Heiko being on that low ground. He's in the top 10. You don't hear about him all the time being one of the Spanish players, but he is a very solid player. He will be pushing for one of those top 8 spots, so keep an eye on him as we have Zadek now rotating around the outside as Naranjito ends up going down, and we're getting closer to the top 25, Kitty. Yeah, a lot of these players opt not to go for the redeploy because it does take up that weapon slot and makes it so it's honestly, I think it gets a little bit of a bad rap because the players just kind of jump and immediately deploy. You've seen the better players will actually fall as far as they can and then use that momentum as he lines up a great shot. You heard the anticipation coming out a little bit now on the tarp underneath as Illusion was our elim, probably is still our elim, sitting on 7 elims, but getting pressured right away. But Matix, M8 goes down. What a brilliant shot from Illusion to keep himself in. 69 HP. Can he find another siphon? Get himself back up to max. Storm ticking himself back out, trying to find the shots. 29, not ticking in the storm now, trying to get a second to reset. Does have a campfire, does have some minis, sees that there are ballers there as well. Looking for another player, and he finds it, but no. Picks up gems on the low ground. Sokka and Psytech battling it out on the high ground. Do have low one in the bottom left hand. Brian still hanging out in the baller, utilizing the extra 175 HP shield. Here, Kristen has a little bit of a baller there too. Launchpad going up, trying to take the high ground from Brian, but you now have Prisoner running in on the middle ground.
tarp. Will he be able to find it? Low ground, looking at the shots on it. Prisionero picks up the elim onto Kristen. Now you have Brian gliding down. Low one on high ground.
Oh, I didn't even notice Brian.
On the tarp underneath. Yeah, he's just trying to hang out, see what time he can buy.
Up.
Yep,
oh,
now he is. Yep, now he sees him putting the shots up towards it. Brian needs to be careful, but does have a ton of mats. He was one of the player in the baller, so he can retake high ground and then get storm circle. But Prisionero is looking to find the connectors. Can he find it? He does have the HP lead. He can opt to box up. Also has the boom bow if he wants to start putting shots up towards this. It should be on Prisionero to execute and take this home as he now goes all the way down. Keep your eye on the top right and bottom right. These are the two players who need to work their way down to challenge Prisionero. Will he be able to find it? Prisionero gets a great shot on him there, but can he quite pick it up? Needs to get the siphon, does, but now he has to reset because Brian, no, Prisionero has that slight, no, Prisionero's out, I lied. Low one has the slight health advantage, now he's gonna duck out, look to find the angle. Brian should just be able to stay with the storm. Launch pad up, but there's nothing left from him. I'm not low one. That was an interesting decision there, buddy. Brian on into the next one, N to the J, ratting around on this low ground. But the thing I want to notice here, or note here, is how he's able to dictate the flow of the play from the low ground here, Monster. He makes the high ground player come down and have to fight him and gets himself in an advantage situation when he really shouldn't have had one.
Let's go ahead and see how that kind of plays out here. So clearly this player is really high up here.
And as he's able to like build out, gets the one wall in the way, and he shoots the waterfall down, forcing the redeploy, and then it's just all about ducking, diving, and using the shots, and actually uses the power plant structure there to his advantage, hiding his character model.
NA East games, but here come the dynamite. It's raining on in. He has a lot of them too, and he's spending them a little bit early in my choice.
Use it right now, yeah. Really early.
Definitely early. Remember, Kitty just said it does have the radius of a zone, so when you use it later on, it can be better, but he still has 2 left, so he can still take that opportunity. He did find 1 on the rotate. That's good for him as he stops to use those small shield potions.
Maybe it's the pressure of his lower health. He wants to get that siphon elimination right now, but definitely the longer you hold on to it, the more valuable they become. Angelo now we're spectating. Great loadout, you know, having the pump, having the silenced AR. We've seen a lot of players able to utilize that like huge ways.
Yeah, and one thing to note there, when he was tunneling, nice shot on the back of this player. He's going to edit down. No, he's going to box up, so that's good, Angelo. Oh, he does get in the box, though. Jordan gives him the opportunity. I was going to say, when he tunnels, watch exactly as he goes out, how he jumps. Make sure that he jumps to not only get the wall. Oh, my goodness.
That was a Roa.
That was a Roa indeed.
How did he let him do that?
So many players just went down right now. Angelo actually went to use the clingers, and he picked up the Chug Jug, and he has 4 campfires. Look at that. That's unbelievable. We'll see, though, if he's going to make it to be able to use those. They are very good to just get a little bit of a top off on your white health right there. And now, C's still in high ground, I believe. There's 13 players left. We're coming down to it. Last zone has been revealed. It's going down into the little former corrupted zone near Pleasant Park here. Angelo looking for an opportunity through this peak box. This is something that you don't see too much in endgame, but there he does actually know. Somebody else picks it up, so he's not going to get the elim for that. No point there. 9 players left. We'll see. Believe Cease is still on high ground. That's going to be the one that I'm going to be very curious about, because Angelo's for sure still pressuring through this. And is he, that player edited down, he's going to continue to chase. But again, he doesn't get the elim. That's Upsilon goes down. Carbo goes down as well after picking up that one, so he gets traded out. But somebody else the edit down on the T-Tag.
His elimination secures that for that, and another campfire, 5 campfire.
Yeah, another campfire. We'll see whether it's going to come down to that. That's the important part right now. Angelo going all the way. He's only at top 6 right now. Is he going to edit down and continue this? There it is. Lyrison actually on high ground. Cease must have fought him before.
I think Cease is still up there.
Yeah, maybe. Lyrison coming down with the fury as he goes right on top of Angelo, but that's going to cost him as he goes down to that one guy. Fortunately for him, Moho takes out Artsy, and now Angelo keeping up the pressure. He's going to be able to drop down into this 4 players left. Oh, going back through the zone. That's a rotate. That's so good, but no. Now he has to come out, edit through this door. Yes, he does. Does he get it? Oh my goodness, what?
What?
What was that,
Wait,
Angelo?
wait,
I did not even see that player appear on the screen.